Hello, 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 Scorpio. Welcome to Agape Tarot. This is the reading from the draw we did. So we are going to get into your reading, Scorpio. I hope you're all well out there. I hope that life is treating you well. And we are going to start with the oracles. What messages do you have for our beautiful Scorpios out there? Okay, let's see what we have first. We have a revision. There's a renewal or revising of something in your life. So you're taking something that's old and putting your own spin on this, Scorpio. And I love the little dragon. It's amazing. We also have, that is so crazy, discernment. So right now with the discernment and the perspective, I think that you are in a really good time right now where your intuition is very high. You're trusting that intuition. And I think through the perspective, you're seeing things differently. And, you know, it's like a project. When you have a project and you look at it and, you know, I can make that better. I can do something different to make that better. And I think that's where you are, and you're trusting where your intuition is leading you in doing so. This could be a project. This could be home repairs, home remodel, decorating. It could be just pulling out some old clothes and adding some new stuff in the mix to get a different look. Maybe you are changing your appearance, Scorpio. So get a couple of these. The best is yet to be. Good things have happened, but even better things will be presented in the future. I think we're upgrading, we're revising something in a way that's going to make things better, that's going to better suit you where you are at this point in your journey. We have the Midas touch. Luck is on your side. Let the magic happen. So no matter what you do, Scorpio, with that Midas star, did I say Midas touch? But basically you have the Midas touch. You're not going to go wrong. Okay? And then we have gratitude. Pray for what you need. but be grateful for what you have already received. So I feel like you are grateful for all that you have, but there's nothing wrong with wanting to, upgrade your home or whatnot. We're grateful that we have the home. We're grateful that we have, a car that may need, a new paint job or a new car in itself. There's an upgrading here that is happening for you, Scorpio. So let's get some of these. It's the Lenore deck. And we're going to take one more for there. Okay. Yeah, there's something, you have the key that is unlocking possibilities and newness here. Like there's a freedom. And Scorpios, you love that freedom to express yourself. And I feel like you're expressing yourself in a different, revised way. Yeah. We have the gray skies, the storm is behind you and the sun is shining ahead. So, it's that Midas star. Things are clearing. Things are becoming more bright in your life. Maybe you're adding some color to something or exploring new color. For some of you, that could be actually, your hair. We have the staircase. There's, it's funny because it's a 22 and there's 2 doors. But each door, I feel, has great potential and possibilities here. I don't think that you can go wrong with whatever you choose, Scorpio, at this time. And then we have the maze. She sits in the gazebo. She's already, gotten to the center while everybody else is still working their way through. This is you being relaxed and confident and, having the skills to navigate in life where others might not be as easy flowing with that. Some people have difficulties getting through mazes, as an example. But what I'm saying, Scorpio, is that you're making life seem easy, breezy, relaxed, and at peace. We are going to get some from the Moonology. And one more. Excuse me. So your commitment is being tested. So there may be, when we set those goals, things happen, things show up. So, you know, don't let anything distract you from the things that you are committed to at this time, Scorpio. You know, don't let it deter you from your path, because you're on the right path right now. Look at the bigger picture. Yeah. Zoom out. See it for what it is. And know that you are on that path. Surrender to the divine. So, is there something that you need to surrender? And before I did your reading, Scorpio, I did get, Spirit came through, and there's something that you feel guilty about, Scorpio. It's like you feel like it's your fault. Spirit said, let it go. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. So I just want you to know that. Surrender that today, okay? Surrender that energy today. All right. We are going to, I brought out my Alice in Wonderland cards. We're going to, you know, go down the rabbit hole. And let's see what Alice has for you. And of course that one. Okay. So let's see. We have the Five of Swords, a conflict. This could be the conflict within yourself. There's something that you feel guilty about. And I feel like it's time, you know, it's time to put an end to it. Lay down your sword. You know, you don't have to stay on the cross, is what I'm hearing, okay? It wasn't your fault. It's not your fault. We have the King of Pentacles. This is luxury. This is, you know, fine dining, being at ease. And we've seen that in this card here. We're at ease. We're at peace. Pretty much right now, life is good for you, Scorpio. You're enjoying the luxuries, the pleasures. We have the King of Swords. This is you know, when I use these cards, this king, because of the nursery rhyme, Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall, you know, you have put yourself back together, Scorpio. Yeah, you may have fallen. We all fall, right? We all break apart. We all have those moments. But this king sits on this wall very, with a lot of confidence, okay? Because he's learned the lessons of what tripped him up, what created those falls. He holds that wisdom in his hand and that knowledge of the sword. And he knows, at least he knows, that all the mistakes that he had made, he's not going to repeat those. There may be new mistakes, but he's learned. And you may be that type that learns from other people's mistakes and like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. I've seen how that worked for them. This king's very knowledgeable. We have the Seven of Pentacles. You may be waiting on something. And I'm just getting, I'm told what decks to use, but this bird in the tree, birds are messengers. So you may be waiting for some kind of news, some kind of message, okay? For some of you, I'm hearing you're waiting for news for maybe a loan. Maybe you are upgrading and moving into your first home. But also, too, you could just be waiting on some information. It could be as simple as, the last reading I did, it was a collective reading. So sometimes I take aspects of a collective and put it into, the sign that I feel. And this could be waiting on news from a doctor, a lawyer, something that is important, because the king sits next to this Seven of Pentacles. King of Swords can be a lawyer. It can be someone with great knowledge, like a doctor. So you may be waiting on some information there. Yep. We got the Hangman. Absolutely. But, in this particular deck, yeah, he's waiting, but he's also enjoying life too. He's got his sandwich. He's got his cup of tea. That could be a biscuit in his hand. I don't know. Biscuits and tea. I don't know. But he's still enjoying life. He's still observing. He's still enjoying. So we have the Nine of Wands. This is boundaries. We establish some type of boundaries. And then we have the Page of Wands. In this particular deck, it's such a dry background. It's stone. It reminds me of Arizona, the red mountains, and just not a lot of vegetation. This little lizard lives off of vegetation and smaller insects. Well, vegetation usually brings the smaller insects. He's thinking, maybe it's a time for a change of direction where I'm more nourished. I'm getting all my needs that I need to, keep going on my path. And this looks a little empty to me. This looks like, I've gotten all I can get out of this, and it's time for the greener pastures. It's a sense of boredom, Scorpio, that you've gotten all you can get out of something and you want something more. And that one. Yeah, look at that. At both of the bottom of the decks, with the Alice card, we have the Page of Pentacles. This is where, if I can imagine it, I can have it. Because there's some type of lack. There's something missing, and I feel like you're changing up everything. And you are the sign of change, death, and rebirth. So we have the Knight of Cups. This is somebody who is bringing in a lot of love. This could be you, Scorpio. This could be you bringing in a lot of love into your home, your family, your friends. But also, too, this could be just someone expressing so much love for who you are. Maybe doing something, you know, kind of reckless to show their appreciation. You know, splurging a little bit on you is what I'm getting here from that card, Scorpio. We have the Knight of Cups. Very fulfilled. There's an emotional fulfillment with you in this card. She's at peace. She has so much gratitude for what she has. Now we have the cat, which cats to me always remind me of the intuition that we have. And the crab here is, you know, it's a hard shell. It's protected. And I feel like your insight, Scorpio, when you tap in, you know deep down inside that there's a protection around you. And you know that emotionally you can handle whatever comes your way. You are very solid in your emotions, almost like the King of Cups energy. We have the Six of Pentacles. This is giving and receiving. So, if you look real close at this card, she's given a basket of food to one, and she's giving money to the other. The younger boy has books. So it's like she's helping him with his education. Okay? And the lady needs nurturing, nourishment. So it's about knowing people's needs and where you can help. And you know, sometimes receiving back is not the gift. It's knowing that you've helped somebody. And you're really good at knowing what others need, Scorpio. We have the Nine of Swords in the reverse. And I like that because this tells me there was a time recently that you were stressed, you were worried. This doesn't mean that it's gone away, but I feel like it has subsided. We have that message. Give it to your higher power. Give it to your source. Know that you are protected. And I feel like you're really trying to implement that. We have the Eight of Wands. This could be news message coming soon. It's fast-moving energy, communication, or an action that is going, some event that's going to happen really fast. Okay? She is manipulating all these wands in the air. We see the tornado in the background. And I feel like she's saving these little branches. She's using her own strength, power, and will to keep these little seedlings, branches from being sucked into that hurricane. She doesn't seem to be worried about the hurricane. She's not looking at the hurricane. She's not worried about herself. She's worried about, so you may be, with the helping of others, trying to save people, family, your children, from getting sucked into something that's destructive. We have the Chariot. This is moving forward. It's forward movement, and it's like the staircase. There's two doors, there's two paths. But right now, Scorpio, I think that you are truly tapped into that intuition where you're going to know which direction is going to best suit you. As again, I said, I don't think either one would be a bad choice. It's just which one's going to suit you right now where you are on your path. Okay? So, we're going to get a witchy card. And I picked one of these little blooms. It's a little sweet message for you, Scorpio. We'll take two. I felt both of them. Okay, so Scorpio, what do we have? Darkness and light. The witch says there is darkness and light in all. Be wary of those who wish to sow fear into your heart. Remember those obstacles. Don't let all the little things sidetrack you from your path. Okay? Sow fear into your heart. Remember, those who deny the shadows are most often their servants. So we embrace darkness. We embrace the light. There's nothing scary about darkness. It is just a phase. It is something we have to go through, because without darkness, there would be no light. The people that are afraid of it are usually the ones that live mostly in their darkness. They never enjoy the light because they worry so much about the darkness that they're in. It's like not being able to see the forest but through the trees, So we have the witch's broom. Today, the witch will sweep and clear your space with her magical broomstick. She freshens up your energy, and I feel like there's a freshening up of something, whether it's your wardrobe, your look, your hair, your home. So at work and at home, cleansing your aura and sparkling up your life. Feel your vital powers flowing. So before we open that, I'm going to get a few charms, and then we will open up that. And we have the number 1. That is a 1, right? Yeah. So we have the number 1 that I see here. And I feel like you might be seeing the 1111. but also too, it's bringing it back to self. 1. We have a key, and we have the key in there. You're unlocking something new within yourself. A new freshness of freedom. Maybe freedom from worry. And the amethyst is always remind me of protection. I use them for protection. You got the amethyst. And you got a G. G for God. G for good. And we have a charm, and it is Pisces. So you may be married to a Pisces. You may have Pisces placements. You may have someone close to you that is Pisces. There's a reason this Pisces symbol is coming out. Okay, so let's go ahead and open this little message for you. Scattered joy, Ralph Waldo Emerson. You know, when we are happy and we are joyous, and it reminds me of that 6 of Pentacles, it's sharing that energy. It's sharing with those who you can see their needs. Maybe you could see somebody who's sad, and just that you'll know what to say. Just that kind word or that smile, or, you know, when you go to the store and you see someone, an older person struggling to get their groceries in their car, and you offer to assist them. There's just something where we spread those blessings that you already have, and that overflowing energy, that light that you have, Scorpio, to share it. Because when it becomes contagious, it can uplift the whole collective energy within us all. And you have that intuitive insight to know the needs of others. You could be a healer as well, Scorpio. So many blessings. Thank you so much for coming to the reading. I hope you got something out of it. If you do like my channel, I'm not proud. Subscribe, like, leave a comment. You know, we all like to receive back something from, you know, using our gifts and intuitions to help others. And it helps us. It's that 6 of Pentacles, giving back. So many blessings. Peace out and agape.